Okay, big room and a fancy view of the golf course. How do I open this? Look at that! And we're gonna be out here playing later. What hole is this? Welcome to a little bit of a different video, guys. So today we're actually out here in Singapore and we're at Orchid Golf and Country Club, and we're gonna be staying here for a couple of days just to play not only morning golf out on this beautiful golf course, but also night golf. So I'm gonna bring you guys along. But first off, I thought I'd start with an introduction video to this series. It's probably gonna be a 3-part video series. This video, morning golf and night golf. So I'm gonna be able to introduce you guys to the beautiful Orchid Golf and Country Club. And honestly, the last time I stayed here was probably like 15 years ago, playing an amateur tournament, not on this golf course, but on another golf course close by, because I remember that the rooms here were so big. So my mom and I came over here and we stayed here, and it was just like an awesome place to be at. So really happy to be collaborating with them for this opportunity, and hope you guys enjoy. So I thought I'd make this video a little bit more interesting by doing a little bit of a Q&A as well during this video while I introduce you guys to the golf club. And yeah, let's just get started. I asked you guys some questions on my Instagram. I think we're gonna start off with something pretty easy, which is one of the questions that I got a lot is, how old am I? And I was born in 1995, so you guys can do the calculations there. And whether I can speak Malay. So as you guys know, I am from Malaysia. I'm Malaysian, so yes, I can speak Malay. I would say I'm fluent in English and Malay, and Chinese is not really great. Cantonese is better than Mandarin. And yeah, that's the languages that I speak. Ya, saya memang boleh cakap bahasa Melayu. Ramai orang rasa macam saya tak boleh cakap bahasa Melayu, tak tahu kenapa. Mungkin muka saya nampak macam tak boleh cakap bahasa Melayu kot. Tapi ya, saya memang fasih bahasa Melayu. Sebab saya dari kecil memang pergi sekolah rendah Taman Tun, lepas tu pergi sekolah menengah Dharma Saratama. So, ya, saya boleh cakap bahasa Melayu. The view from my hotel room. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do before our 12 o'clock tea time is to go get some snacks. And you'll be surprised what there is at this golf club. So let me take you guys along. That's the hotel reception. And let's go over to the fun area. It's a bit of a maze, guys, but we'll get there. It's so big, like I don't know where to find anything. Okay, where's the NTUC? Got mahjong night. There's a mahjong social night. Grab and go. Ice cream, Ben and Jerry's. Coffee. Drinks. Orange juice. I don't know how you're getting tasty meals from this, but tasty meals. Oh, here we go. It's a full grocery store. Fair price. Now we're at the golf section of the clubhouse, so let's go. Okay, I think this is the backdrop. We found it. Ta-da! Okay, so the next question while I eat my, okay, it looks kind of odd from here. it's what is it called? Prata with egg. Yeah, is what do I think the question essentially is what do you eat or drink during an entire match day? And I think that varies a lot depending on where I'm playing. So if I'm playing in Southeast Asia where it's humid like here, I will try to have an isotonic drink because you do lose a lot of salt, I would say. I'm not the best with eating, I would say, because I find it very hard to eat dry foods on the golf course when it's hot. So my go-to snacks are eggs, bars, but bars that like have some kind of chocolate on it because at least it doesn't make it that dry. And like, yeah, I think that's basic. Or fruits. Yeah, I think that's the best thing that I prefer to eat when I'm on a golf course. Hi, I just finished the round. So one of the questions that I actually got was regarding how do I like stay focused. I'll put the exact question here, but how do I stay focused like after I start belly? And that's actually going to be answered in the course vlog, so stay tuned for that. So I'm going to answer another question, which is somebody asked me if I'm using a Whoop and if it's useful for golf. And I think for me, like specifically, I use it a lot for sleep, because obviously when we travel a lot, like our recovery and stuff is not going to be good. So for instance, if my recovery is good, then it might be a day where I can go work out when I'm traveling. If it's not, then it's probably a day where I'm going to need to rest and have more rest, especially if I'm preparing for a tournament. And it also kind of helps me determine how much practice I'm going to do on a day. Like if I have to play a practice round and my recovery is already bad, and after the practice round my strain's already like 15, it's probably a good time to just go home and call it a day. So yeah, that's some of the ways that I use the Whoop. Not sponsored. But yeah, I think it's just good for recovery and also for sleep. Lots of questions about food. One of my favorite things to eat is actually seafood, but it's not something that you can really eat a lot when you're on tour, because I feel like depending on where you are, you don't really want to take the risk with seafood. So when I'm not on tour, I enjoy having some seafood whenever I can. So yep, I'm just gonna dig in and I will catch you guys in another scene. Good morning. So we've got another beautiful morning here at Orchid Country Club, and I thought I'd answer a few more questions before we get things started. Let's talk a bit about traveling and some of the questions that I got regarding traveling. Okay, would I rather golf in cold or hot weather? Obviously, coming from Malaysia, I would choose hot weather, and I think a big part of that is that like no matter how hot it is, it's way better than having to wear like 5 layers of clothes or not being able to feel your hands and your feet. So obviously feel is a big part of being able to play golf well. So I would say hot weather. How much goes into planning your logistics when traveling? In general, I think a big part of preparation for any tournament is always going to be planning, and that goes together with, depending on the country, could be including car rental, hotel bookings, or finding host families, Airbnbs. Basically how you're gonna get to the tournament, where you're gonna stay, who you're gonna stay with, if you're able to find somebody to stay with, as well as like how you're gonna travel between the golf club and where you're staying and things like that. So if you have a car, obviously that makes it easier to be able to have the freedom to move around. But in a lot of places, if you don't really need a car, it is obviously you save some costs by not renting a car. So it really depends which country you're going to. I think that when you're in bigger countries, such as when you're traveling around Europe or when you're traveling to the States, you obviously are gonna need a car because everything is so far from anything. So those are places that you definitely need a car, whereas in Asia it's not really necessary. But yeah, other than that, I think hotel and Airbnb and host families, it's something pretty easy to do. Obviously I've been doing this for a few years now, so I can probably plan everything pretty quick. It just depends on whether I've been to a country before or not. How do I adjust to playing in different weather and grass week in and week out? So I think a big part of it is, like I said, like I've been doing this for a while, it's experience, right? So if you have never played in a certain place, sometimes I still go through the tournament figuring out certain things, and that's just inevitable because sometimes like you only get one practice round. I'm not going to be able to go to every location like, you know, a few days in advance, be able to play many practice rounds, be able to get accustomed to everything. So sometimes I just figure it out while I'm playing, and you just have to be able to adapt to different situations, different circumstances, and different conditions. And I feel like that's a big part of professional golf life as well, being able to adapt. Okay, next let's talk about practice. So one of the questions is how many days do I usually spend practicing, and I think that depends on the week, and it depends on if I am playing tournaments or not. If I am not playing tournaments and it's just a time to practice, then I'll be practicing more often than if I am. If I am playing tournaments or getting prepared for tournaments, then I try to get in the course more often. What's your favorite and worst shots to practice? I don't like practicing bunker shots. I don't know why. I think it's like, first off, it's not very easy to find good bunkers to practice out of, so I usually do a lot of my bunker practice on the golf course itself. And favorite shot to practice, I don't really know what that means in terms of shot, but I guess if you say favorite iron to practice, my favorite iron to hit is a 9-iron. And my favorite type of practice nowadays is probably my putting, because that's the part that I need to improve on the most, so I spend the most time practicing my putting. Okay, and I think the last question I'm going to answer for today is about mental game during golf. And I think the people that know how important mental game is for golf. And I would say my best recommendation is honestly to just put yourself in situations where you're going to need to be mentally strong, because I feel like that is the only way to really experience it. Of course, there's ways that you can train your mental strength as well, but I think unless you're in the situation, you're never going to really know how you react, and everyone reacts differently. So yeah, since now we're on a little holiday, one of the things that we're going to do while we are at this resort is to go to a spa, because honestly, what better way to relax than a nice massage? So let's go and experience the spa. I've never been to this spa. It's called Spa Luna, and we're just gonna get a little Balinese massage today, and it should be nice and fun. And it's honestly something that I would recommend a lot of people doing, because our body is such a big important part of being able to play good golf as well. So yeah, let's go and relax. So they have Ashiatsu massage, brand new anti-aging facial. I think I'm gonna need this. And here we are, Spa Luna. Honestly, it's been a while since I've had a massage and a facial. I definitely look like I just woke up because I definitely fell asleep. My face is glowing right now though, but honestly, like, one of the things that I struggle to do, to be really like, especially just in general, is to not be stressed out about anything and everything, and to honestly just relax. So whenever I get the opportunity where I'm not like, because even when I'm having off weeks, most of the time I'm like busy thinking in my head about preparations for the upcoming weeks. So yeah, every now and then when I'm able to just honestly just take a breather, it's so important, and it's such a big part of being able to play good golf as well, which is something that I have to understand, but also learn to accept that I can't control everything. So yeah, every now and then I just have to learn to relax, and obviously going to a spa is a great way to do that. So it's a great way to start my morning and get ready for our evening round later of night golf. I'm so excited to play night golf. It's been a while and I've only played one other time, so I'm very excited to be playing night golf again. I think it's always a super fun experience playing night golf. This is my second time. As you guys know, my first time was in Marina Bay, and they're going to be closing soon, so this is going to be the only golf course in Singapore with night golf, and I always think it's such a fun experience. I mean, it's like 11 p.m. at night right now and I'm still on the golf course. But yeah, Orchid Golf and Country Club, thank you so much for having me, and they are going to be having a promo, guys, where it's going to be a 2-day 1-night stay where you can come here, stay in this beautiful hotel, play around at night golf, and enjoy all the facilities like I showed you guys. The swimming pool, there's a gym, there's some awesome food, basically any kind of food you could possibly want. And I hope you guys take the advantage of having this promo and come enjoy and experience night golf.